Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 753, and I am recording it or pre recording it at the end of the day that I will be reporting on. Mainly because of two things, or actually one, but that one thing is complex enough to justify pre-recording the episode. Tomorrow, when I should be recording this, we are meant to be a whole day on the road and in Dublin. So I used to call them stormy days. So the days where a lot of is happening, and we are not in the comfort of our own home, our own schedule, etc. And there is a chance of not fulfilling the blunt force healing principle. So writing the blog post and recording the podcast episode before midnight, basically. So to avoid that, or to be more proactive in making sure that I minimize chances of slipping or breaking the whole streak, I use any chance or opportunity to make it better, more efficient, optimized, and safe. This is the main reason for me recording this update on the same day. And the other smaller reason is basically that not much will happen from now onward until we go to bed, so I might as well wrap up the whole day. It was an interesting day because while nothing special happened, a lot of small things happened. So I want to quickly list them out and give you an idea how it was. So in the morning we woke up a little bit earlier and went a little bit earlier to drop Julian, not directly at school, but at the point about a mile before school, because this is walk to school week that school organized, and basically kids are, whoever wants to walk to school for half a mile together, they just gather around in that particular spot around 10 to 9 or 5 to 9, and they walk together with a couple of parents and teachers overseeing them in the name of that activity week. The problem is that it wasn't maybe well advertised enough, so we really learned about it on Tuesday, I believe. And because the first walk happened on Monday, I think on Monday somebody mentioned that to Julian, but Julian didn't mention that to us. I think we received something like communication over that school app, but I don't know if we didn't read or anything like that. Then obviously on Tuesday we decided that Julian should go for at least one walk to see if he likes it or not. It was very reluctant, but we went there in the morning, we dropped him off, he went to school with the kids and with friends of him, and that was it. Later on he admitted that he was right, that he didn't like it, it was boring. Even with the friends that he usually talks a lot in school, he didn't talk much during that walk, so it wasn't even funny. And he didn't enjoy it. So tomorrow obviously he won't be participating, because not only he doesn't like it, but we are going to Dublin, so there's no physical possibility of doing it. And on Friday, not sure, maybe he will go, maybe not. I won't be forcing him to do that. So that was the morning. And then with Elizabeth we went straight home. We made some coffee at home finally, because we almost always go somewhere and buy coffee. So this time we did something different. We drank coffee at home, and we didn't go for a walk because Elizabeth wanted to do the walk in the evening together with the sauna session. So we decided to skip it. She had enough on her plate to do at home, so she decided to stay, while I decided to go off and do a couple of things. So one of them was to go shopping, and there was a couple of groceries that I needed to do. I also popped into the Polish shop with the Polish food, so I could grab a couple of things that Elizabeth wanted for dinner. And then I also went to Super Value to buy firelighters, and not just regular firelighters, but ones that I really like. So there's all the firelighters on the market in gas stations and shops, but they're all petroleum based, stinky kind of chemical, crappy ones, and I really don't like them, especially in the stove where sauna is. I fire it up a lot. We did all of that to make sure that the sauna has a very genuine and natural feel. The wood smell, not only the wood itself in the sauna as the wood that heats up, but also wood from the stove, the smell of the smoke, that we have wood-fired stove. And then obviously we use essential oils that are pure, not with some chemicals, but proper distilled essential oils from specific plants, or extracts that are just those pure plants. And then that petroleum firelighters are just not aligning with our values. So I am buying the waxies, we call them. So they are basically a wooden kind of things that are like wood shavings that are all mixed up and glued together with wax, and that makes them highly, well, maybe not highly flammable, but easily flammable, and being fired up for long enough for the wood to catch the temperature and for kindlings to fire. So I usually get waxies from our suppliers together with wood. They are much cheaper this way, but I wasn't ordering wood for a while, or briquettes, so I had to go to one specific shop that sells them. They are from very popular company, Zip, I think it's global, and they sell also waxies outside of petroleum based firelighters, but they are quite expensive. There's only 16 of them, and they cost about €4.5. For €4.5 I might have a decent bag of waxies, probably about 25 or 50 of them maybe. So it is very expensive, but I prefer them, and they are just not only good but natural. So I bought them, and then I went straight first to one area where I wanted to go with the drone and film specific tower that I've seen on the hill for quite a while every time we passed towards or from Killybegs area or Ini, and I was always wondering what tower it is. Maybe it's some ruins. Today I managed to go there, and I was very disappointed because it was a fairly modern structure built by some farmer. It was a concrete tower-like building that was abandoned and already kind of ruined, but it wasn't something medieval or anything of a historical value, so I was quite disappointed. I didn't film it, I didn't even take a photo of it. So then I drove to Salt Hill Beach nearby. I tested the drone a couple of times, but it was very windy, so I did meditation there. Oh, I forgot to mention that I do meditation recently. It's still very patchy. Sometimes I do it 1 or 2 days in a row, then I have a break, and then I go another day, and then I have a break again. But I'll try to build it into a habit or routine as well, together with Blunt Force Healing. So I need that meditation to free up my mind regularly. So I do it sometimes in the sauna, sometimes I do it elsewhere. Today I did it at the beach car park because there was no one around, so it was a perfect conditions to do the meditation. And then I drove to Ini. In Ini I tested a little bit of skills with the drone. There was a tractor that was making a lot of noise in this area, so I said I might as well use drone. It's quite noisy, and it was already noisy there, so I did that. And afterwards I still had a bit of time, so I went to one place to check if there are chanterelles, the mushrooms. And as I moved, I heard a crack of some branches, and in front of me, like literally 3 to 5 meters in front of me, an average sized deer went across the road straight to the stream and kind of off to the woods on the other side. But it was not a regular deer, a red deer that I meet there. It was almost like graphite, dark colored fur deer, very unified color across, and also graphite antlers. So it was an amazing sight and experience that it just went not only so close, but such a unique deer that I didn't see in Ireland ever. And I don't think I ever seen that colored deer even in Poland or anywhere else I've been. So it was a very interesting experience. And then I went on to that place. I found a couple of chanterelles. Then I surprisingly found porcini mushroom, or a cep, or I don't know what it's called in other languages or other areas. Very tasty mushroom, albeit a bit full of maggots, unfortunately, when I came home. And I was just last minute back to the car and drove back to pick Julian from school. I drove him back home. We ate something, and then he stayed home. And Elizabeth and myself, we drove with the sauna. We deployed the sauna to the beach. It was low tide. Again, amazing evening. A bit windy and cool, but almost chilly, but it was great. Sunset, it was dry and nice. Lovely moon afterwards. Elizabeth spent about an hour session. I did less than half an hour. We enjoyed the sauna. There were a couple of customers, a couple of clients came in. Not many, it's still extremely quiet for the week. And again, we have second day off tomorrow because of the drive to Dublin. So we happened for some reason to have those Mondays and Thursdays off. But I still keep hope that we might be better over the weekend. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned. and see you again tomorrow.